Hi guys, a very good morning to all of you. It's the start of a new week, but old habits don't change even when the week might change. We'll stick to that old habit of ours and bring you the morning wrap. That's how we like to begin every morning here at Sports Today. So without wasting any more time, let's just quickly dive into stories that deserve your attention. Let me first tell you what is it that happened in the Kerala Premier League last evening. Sanju Samson, who we've seen bat in the middle order, that tells me that perhaps there's been some sort of message that's been given to him, because why else will somebody who's played international cricket as an opener for the Indian team and scored not one, not two, but three centuries in recent times, be playing in the middle order. We of course know what is it that has happened as far as the Asia Cup selection is concerned. So Sanju Samson was batting in the middle order and he scored a 42 ball 100. There were a couple of boundaries and a six that he scored in the very first over that he was playing. Eventually he ended up scoring. His team also were chasing a big target of about 237, I believe. But Sanju Samson making a real statement ahead of the Asia Cup camp that will begin in a couple of days time from now, that he is ready for the task, and if asked to do so, he's going to be batting in the middle order as well, and he scored a beautiful 100 yesterday. The other thing that you must also know, as since I mentioned about the Asia Cup, is that perhaps the Indian team will not have a shirt sponsor. So you would have seen Dream 11 on the Indian shirt right here, but on the front side of the shirt you will perhaps see no sponsor. That is because there is very less time for the BCCI to float a tender, set a deadline, also attract the right bid as well. That possibly there's very little time left for that. So you will perhaps not see a sponsor, because and that could be the case because Dream 11 have decided to pull out of their sponsorship deal with the BCCI. That obviously has a lot to do with what happened in the Indian Parliament in the national capital, where all such platforms have been told that they can't function with the present revenue model that they have. It's now deemed illegal for you to be placing money on such platforms and making money. It's no longer a skill as was the case earlier. So it is not a skill based gaming platform anymore. So as a result, that relationship between the BCCI and Dream 11 has also come to an end for now. New bids will be invited, a tender will be floated very soon. And I can also tell you that there's a meeting that happened at the BCCI headquarters, where representatives of the Dream 11 team had visited the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai and then communicated to the BCCI that, listen, things are bad right now because of what has happened in the parliament. We won't be able to take this partnership forward. Those were a few things on the top of my mind I felt we should be talking about and you should be knowing. Other thing is also, I'll just quickly run you through what I see in the papers as well. I did see rich tributes for Chiteshwar Pujara, with him obviously saying that he absolutely had no regrets over his career. But as far as Ravi Shastri is concerned, he said that he was a real warrior when he was the coach. Chiteshwar Pujara was somebody who showed real traits of a warrior. I'm guessing he would probably be talking about that 56 that Pujara scored, and I think he played in excess of 200 deliveries in that famous Gabba win that India had a few years back. So the tributes continue to come in. We'll probably do a detailed video on those tributes later in the day as well. But talking now about Indian football as well. Speaking of Indian football, I do know for a fact that there will be a meeting later in the day in Bengaluru. This is with regards to the Parliament, or the Supreme Court, beg your pardon, clearing the decks now for the FSDL and the AIFF to go ahead and take the discussions forward. There was a little bit of a clearance that they were waiting from the Supreme Court, also because you had the you had some footballing competitions taking place, but now that all of that is done with, the decks are cleared, and you're looking for some sort of resolution. Otherwise, it's dark days for Indian football if FSDL and FSDL and the AIFF are not able to come to the same page. Besides that, Rohit Yadav, the javelin thrower, I did a video last week as well telling you how is it that he stands a chance. He's now done himself good at the interstate athletics meet that's taking place in Chennai. He's done himself good by recording a winning effort of about 83 meters, and I think that is enough now for now to give a boost to his ranking, and he's now inching closer to that particular mark that you need to be able to qualify. Yes, in fact, it was 83.65 meters as I see in the papers as well. I also see the mention of the AIFF meeting, something that I've already told you about. I can also give you a little bit of an update of what happened in the Premier League. Manchester United are still winless. 2 weeks now of the Premier League. They lost, remember, 1-0 to Arsenal last week, and you were playing at Craven Cottage against Fulham, and United were reduced to a 1-1 draw. It was in the 73rd minute, if memory serves me right, that United conceded and were just not able to penetrate on the night. They didn't look exactly the side that they looked in the previous week, but hopefully things get better as far as Manchester United are concerned. Otherwise, there's nothing else that I see in the paper that sort of deserves your attention. Just a passing mention though, South Delhi have emerged as the women's champ in the women's DPL that was also taking place in the national capital. And yeah, there's a huge picture of Chiteshwar Pujara. Let me just show that to you. Take a look at that huge picture of Chiteshwar Pujara and a nice article that I see in today's Hindustan Times. We'll be doing some stories on Chiteshwar Pujara as well as the day progresses. But for now, that's all the time I had for you guys. I'm sorry not being able to take comments right now, but we'll meet in the dugout in the evening, and that's when we can take some of the comments and get into a proper chat with you all. So thank you for your time, and it's just the start of the day. Subscribe to Sports Day. To those of you who haven't done that, please do that and tap that bell so that you know every time we go live.